we are going to do justice. I want to ask you something, sir. Are you under suspension? No letter was given to me to that effect. Are you under suspension?
Yes.
There was a press release at the National Day and News that I and my colleague, Maximum, and some others had been suspended. Were you given reasons for your suspension? No reason was given. No reason. So they just serve you a letter and tell you to go home. They didn't serve me a letter, sir. Are you on suspension? You said yes. In social media suspension, if I have the letter, everything done. It's not a wow. Order. I'm a law.
Bonkwen. I think you see that video of the Oga of prison. Nigeria should be keeping up with Nigeria on Netflix. That's the channel name that this country is supposed to be. Mahabasi, because a whole prison Oga, the House of Rep member was asking him, were you suspended? He was answering all the questions. He now said, were you served the letter? He said no. That he just heard that they suspended him. That the suspension is on social media. Hey! You see, the corruption and the rot in this country is so deep. It's so deep that even God sees it and God is like, hey! Even devil sees it and devil is like, these people, you know that joke about Viper the Wiper? He said these people are worse than me, the devil himself. They now have records of everything that Bobrisky did in the prison. We don't know how true that is, but we know how deep the corruption in this country is. If you are seeing all these things like this and you think we can have a credible election, for Nigeria to work, for it to change, everybody needs to die first. Then new people start germinating so that they learn new things. Or they start treating corruption as the penalty for corruption is death by hanging or by shooting. Only that is the reason when Nigeria will change. Because this Godfather now has his system, and as he's growing, he's trying to raise another small boy that will follow his track. And guess what? The small boy has learned so much because he has learned with experience. He has what we call traction. Oh, Ralph was speaking English. He has what we call traction. He has learned from the OGs. Now he's well seasoned. The younger people in this country waiting to take power from the older ones are going to finish the country. They are going to squander the country. Except something drastic is done. Like the one you say, okay, gather all those corrupt leaders. Everybody is corrupt. Gather them, buy all of them, then let's start again. Or, I don't know, I hate to call for military or anything because there has to be penalty for corruption. There has to be penalty for stealing government funds. There has to be a penalty for being in an office and you're not performing. Look at the prison Oga saying that his suspension was on social media. That means the Minister of Interior, that very dark man is hailing, was just doing cosmetic justice. Hey. Cosmetic justice is the justice that you rub on top, but inside nothing is happening. Inside the decay is still working online, so that they know that the youths now are online. They are fooling us until we decide to stand up to these people. These persons will continue to be fooled. They are doing cosmetic justice. So this thing was online. They didn't serve them paper. They are still resuming office, and all of us were jubilating that justice is going to come. Mahabasi, justice is not coming. Justice is not what? Is not coming. Minister of Interior, you need to speak to this. You need to speak to this. Even Very Dark Man confirmed that statement. That the prison Oga say his suspension is on social media. 1 minute of silence for Nigeria. Alright, Mabasi, don't disturb me. Nigeria is not enough to take my peace, to take my 1 minute of silence. Anything that wants to happen, it should happen.
Medical examinations done by the facilities medical practitioner, a qualified doctor informer Omalopa. In this, we have the admission board have to enter into a meeting to discuss on the best practices and the best way to manage it. Then we arrived at the conclusion that we have to put him in a protective custody, which we did. And he spent his time at Medium, the 10 days, in our B Ward Room 2. B Ward Room 2 of the facility. And alone in that particular room. Why we did that is that because we have to abide by the international best practices and according to our laws. If you look at the Correction Act, Chapter 2A, 21A, you find out that we have to abide by the international human rights as approved by the United Nations. And because of the United Nations Act, that's Chapter 2(1)A of the Corrections Act, and also Chapter 13 of the Corrections Act, 1A, I to V. 1A, I to V. The section 13, 1A, I to V, where we have to look at certain features of an inmate before we use a particular management style. Corrections management is not done on social media. It's not done on the pages of the newspaper. It is a professional job done by well-trained officers for corrections management. And everybody, notwithstanding that our laws maybe have not actually recognized during the admission.
Look at the other one that came out was saying that they put Bobrisky in a special prison or a special location because Shim had the future of a woman. Meanwhile, in court, they asked Bobrisky, which he said on the news show, they asked him, what is your gender, male or female? This Bobrisky identified as a male. The judge judged this person as a male. But you in prison decided to take your own decision by yourself to provide a special place. Marvels, this country is a movie. Bobrisky has confused the laws of this country that they are confused on where to put him. Even prison oga don't have sense where to put a human being again. You don't know if it's a man or it's a woman. He's now trying to have the third gender. Huh? What type of situation is that one? You know, you see that they are concocting all kinds of lies, all kinds of things to just make up and cover this case. But the point is, everything is not adding up because Bobrisky has said before that he spent his time in the male correctional facility. So who is lying? Bobrisky or the prison people? Now the whole case is now turning, just getting messier and messier, and so many lies. So many lies. You are now trying to, you say you are practicing world standard. Who asked you world standard? Practice the standard of the law in Nigeria. We have male or female. Is Bobrisky a male or female? Okay? You say you have female features. Why don't you put him in the female cell where he can be with other female? Why? That corner you people are going to, I hope it's going to come out. But I don't trust my country. They can cover things. They will cover it. They will cover it. But I don't understand. Let us keep watching and keep seeing how everything unfolds. Bobrisky, well done. Oh, you do this one. You confuse the whole generation on where to put you in prison. We'll start having to build a new prison cell for special people like you. Well done, mommy of Lagos. Uncle. Yeah. I think you have sit down now. I've entertained you. I've given you content. I've made you laugh. I've made you happy. Why don't you want to subscribe? Tell me, come close, tell me. Why don't you want to click subscribe, like, and share? Share to people so that they will laugh too. It's not costing you anything. It's not removing $1, £1 from your account. Click on the subscribe. Come on. Help me, help my ministry. Help me grow. That's all you can do for me. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and share. Turn on your notification. Bonkwem. I remain your man. No, your fine boy, Uraufot, aka Mr. Sexy.